guys, what's going on? Clement Bryant here, coming to you live from the Stream.TV studios in Hollywood, California. Welcome back to Agents of Marvel. Guys, we got so much to talk about today. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 trailer. It was amazing. We're gonna have a lot to discuss about that. With me today are Madison Brunoehler.
What up, guys? Hey, guys, it's Madison Brunoehler, also known as Maddie to the Max, and I am so glad to be back here. Thank you guys for having me.
Welcome back, Madison.
Yeah.
Good to have you back. And we got Tatiana Hullender back.
Hello, I'm Tatiana, and I am here to represent our good friend Curt, who is leaving me.
Yeah, before we get into it, guys, our host, Curt Sandvig, had to step down from Agents of Marvel for the time being. As life happens, I'm gonna miss him. We're all gonna miss him. He is, social Marvel bro in arms, but we're gonna see him back here hopefully pretty soon.
Thank you.
We have some interesting guest hosts hopefully we're working on, and Curt, we'll miss you, buddy. We hope to see you back here soon, and I hope that you saw the Guardians trailer, because if not, you and I are gonna have a lot to discuss. All right, guys, let's get into it. So, S.H.I.E.L.D. recap.
Yes,
So,
tell us.
great episode.
It
A little
was so
slower.
good.
Yeah.
But a lot happened, actually.
Yeah, there was a lot of just character development.
Yeah,
even
it
for
was
eight,
really,
for
totally.
Ada,
really
like, it was
good.
amazing.
Yeah.
But also some great fight scenes. Too.
Yes.
Yeah,
So.
totally. So first thing on the docket, Eli Morrow's introduction to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We actually saw Eli
Right.
Morrow.
And he seems like a pretty decent guy.
Pretty decent, but
Like,
very edgy.
Yeah, exactly. Like something.
Very edgy.
What he said something. Oh, right. When he was talking about how he was looking for vengeance, right?
Yeah.
I guess it makes me feel like maybe the spirit of vengeance did previously belong to him, and it got passed on to Robbie somehow. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm
Yeah,
wondering
there
if
was
that's
a little bit of a weird kind of connection between that, too.
Yeah.
And what I found interesting that he wouldn't break for Coulson at all. And you know it's very easy to break down for Coulson when he keeps on talking to you. But when Robbie came around, he was just more of like, here's what happened, here's who the people
And
are.
even though he seemed to know that it was
Exactly.
coming from S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking, he was like, okay, well, they just came and now you're here, so.
And he's just like, they just want to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it came out, but I kind of like how they adapted Eli for the screen.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's one of the strongest points next to Robbie for me, as far as bringing that whole Ghost Rider universe into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And I loved it. I love the heart of that scene because, like you said, you were like, "Yo, I know you're working with S.H.I.E.L.D." But still, it was like, "But for you, I'm going to tell you this because I love you and I trust you."
Right.
So I really like that because you could really feel that the chemistry between those two actors was great.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Played by Jose, what's his last name?
Jose Zuniga.
Yeah, he was really fantastic. And I liked how it wasn't demonic Eli.
Exactly.
He was more of like, good guy, family guy.
He's
I just got caught in a bad
He's got
rap.
some demons, but he's not
Exactly.
that person. And I think that's important too, because even though I love Robbie Reyes' Ghost Rider run, it's like it would make me uncomfortable to see like, oh, actually I've got like the spirit of a serial killer or whatever.
Right.
You know, you don't want to.
Right.
I feel like it's important to show the humanity both of him and of Eli.
Agreed.
But my favorite part of the entire episode was the Lola Ghost Rider chase scene.
Oh,
That was amazing.
we're going to get into
That was beautiful.
That was amazing.
Lola
As you see
had
here,
her
we
time
have
to shine.
Lola.
Lola right
It's
here.
amazing.
And our Lolas are battling it out right here.
Oh my God!
so-
Next up, Pop Funko needs to make the Ghost. The Hell Charger with Robbie in it, so they can fight.
I thought
They
they
already have
did.
it?
Yeah.
No, they don't have one yet. Our friend Sean Richter at the Marvel Report actually took one of the 69 Charger from Fast and Furious and put Ghost Rider with it.
That's awesome.
That's
we
why I
gotta
saw
get
that.
that. so we
Yeah,
can
that's
actually
what's
chase
gonna
here.
happen.
But
Yeah.
let's keep on moving on. So one of the most interesting things that I saw about the episode, that the Inhuman Resistance is hacking S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And that bloody list that
Right.
Quig gave to Simmons while they're in the house, I was like, what is she getting into, guys?
Yeah. I mean, well, first off, everyone's hacking S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I mean, everything was like, I'm
really
like,
need to get better at
by
that.
hacking S.H.I.E.L.D.
exactly. And she was like, well, we have the servers off site now. There's like, no,
Yeah.
they're still hacking
It never
S.H.I.E.L.D.
works.
guys.
Anytime
They're still
someone
messing
says they've
with S.H.I.E.L.D.
upgraded the security, they're
It's
like,
no.
Nope.
You
Not gonna
upgraded the security and let them right in.
So it's like, so Watch Dogs are coming after Inhumans using that list.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't know. Where do you think that's leading to the season? Like, what kind
I
of
don't
confrontation is
know.
that gonna?
I feel like it's
honestly-
going to be like a three-way battle between, I don't know, three opposing forces and one
Right.
brain standoff
Yeah.
by the end of it.
Totally.
Because that's what it's like. It feels like a slow burn to something really big.
Exactly, and I'm expecting big things from the mid-season finale in December.
Yeah.
I'm expecting, if that thing does not go off with fireworks, hey, pun intended. But if that doesn't go off without a bang, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Definitely.
ABC, listen to me,
Yeah.
you hear me, you see me? Okay, so next thing though, So, I know you wanted to get to it. The Lola Hell Charger drag race.
Yes.
That was absolutely fantastic.
It was amazing.
That was so good. You could see it right
it was
here, just
beautiful.
behind.
Can I just say that my favorite thing about it was that most of it took place in an empty road, so you don't have to deal with all the collateral damage you
Yes.
always
Right.
do in the movies.
Yes,
Right.
I'm more focused on the
absolutely.
other poor passengers.
But
I
even then-
love that we got a chance to see Lola shine because we haven't
Yeah.
seen Lola.
We
do
haven't
pretty
seen
much
Lola in a
anything.
while.
So it was like, yes, Lola, go out there and fight. And like Max, like, let me drive. And Coulson's like,
No. He's
this
like,
is
hell no.
my car.
And you know what
driving.
I love about it? I interviewed Phil Coulson.
You did?
Clark Gregg
Holy
back at
crap.
Comic-Con
You're
for
kidding.
TV Overmind.
Oh, okay.
And I asked him, I was like, are we going to see Lola again? He's like, maybe, maybe not. And I was like, I want to see Lola. And I love it. It just came out of nowhere, just
He was
bam.
holding out on you then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
probably,
holding
he
out.
probably already knew that.
know
Hey,
what?
Clark,
You know what
don't
needs to
hold out
happen?
on me again.
There needs to be like a humanoid version of Lola. Like
Yes.
somehow alien technology happens, zaps the car, and bam, it's like a beautiful, amazing hot girl, and there's a love interest
Like-
with Coulson. Somebody write that fan fiction right
I'm
now.
sure there is a
you
fan
need
fiction
to write
of
the
that.
fan fiction.
But
of
discuss
that.
it with
Of
me
that.
first. Anyways, so yeah, but I loved it. And I love the part at the end where he basically crashed into the Quinjet.
Yes.
And he
yes.
was like, and Coulson was basically just
He's
like,
like-
I get his car now, right?
Coulson
This is
was
how this
full
works.
of one-liners.
Yes,
Exactly.
it was
Full of quips.
amazing.
Exactly.
He felt like the old Coulson.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
know what I appreciated the most about it, Coulson coming back in this episode? We had old school Coulson back in
Yes.
the field. Suit,
Absolutely.
quips,
Yes.
you know, appealing to his better man.
I think
Yeah.
he works
Exactly like
better
that.
sort of like dealing with these people as his peers
Yeah.
than
Right.
he did like being there. Like, cause he's kind of like their dad, and that's cool. But when he was like trying to be their boss too, it didn't work out as well.
Yeah.
Also, when he's paired up with Mac.
Yes,
and
it
Oh,
Coulson
God.
Mac pair-ups, the one-liners with them is just beautiful.
You know what? I love Mac and Daisy pairing in season 3.
Yes.
But Coulson and
Coulson
Mac,
Mac
work
is
so
like-
much better together.
Yeah.
They're
And
just
they
like a
just
buddy
play
cop
off each
comedy.
other.
It's amazing.
Exactly.
I love it.
Exactly.
I love it.
Mac, and just Mac has the good lines too, which
Yeah.
we're gonna get into later. All right, so Robbie Reyes and S.H.I.E.L.D. working together.
I am
What?
so excited to get to that.
That
I'm
is
so
amazing.
happy. Yeah.
He's
Like-
basically a de facto S.H.I.E.L.D. agent now.
Right. It was like a slow burn to get to there,
Yeah.
and then this episode, if anything was fast, it was that. It was
Yeah.
Exactly.
like from like the no, I don't want to
Yeah.
deal with you guys to okay, fine.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got the demon in me. I was like, yes, let's do this. This is great.
And Coulson was just like, okay, now we're doing that too. Is there anything we can't do? Like,
I love that it
there's gonna be
brought Daisy in,
aliens
too.
and
Yeah.
superpowers and now the devil.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Like
Okay,
demons and,
come on, you're part of
but-
the team.
Oh no. We're gonna get to that later. So
We're good at that.
But-
Gotta accept it real quick. Kurt's in the YouTube comments right now.
Kurt!
What up, Kurt?
Oh
Good
my
to see you, man.
Hey!
I love
Hollywookie
you.
up in there.
I
Let's
miss
do
you.
this.
I didn't realize what I had until you were gone, Kurt. Just want you to know that. And now I'm just here, trying not to cry.
With a verbal radio, say anything? Yeah, that'd be great.
Yes.
All right, let's keep on
Love you,
getting
Kurt.
back to it. We got more to talk about. So, Ada meets more members of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay. Yes.
Now that was funky.
Yeah, that was
love
That
her
was
scenes
pretty
with
funky.
May.
Yeah, that
I
was
love
great.
it.
I
She's
love
like-
how she was just like, I like her. She's no nonsense.
Exactly. She's
Yeah.
like, you speak Chinese. Where are you from? It's like, oh, most of me is Chinese. And I'm like, oh, wait. Glenn was like, no, she's from Canada.
At the
Yeah.
same time, it's like May also just got out of like literally,
Yeah.
you know, a
But
life
I
and
love-
death surgery. So
Yeah.
it's acceptable. It's understandable that she didn't really she didn't.
Did it pick up on it?
Yeah, exactly. She
Yeah.
wasn't
Right.
checking for that.
Yeah.
Right.
But I love the fact that as soon as Simmons walks in, she's just like, that's
Yeah.
an android. I know it's an android. It's like-
Exactly.
and that's why you love Fitzsimmons.
Exactly.
I'm so happy they did that instead of dragging it out into this whole
Yeah.
like Fitz has this secret from Simmons and then it turns into the soap opera. And I was like, oh no, they're
And she
gonna do
wasn't
that.
even mad.
I know.
Right.
And she was like, and I'm so glad they didn't drag that out
Yeah,
because I was like,
me
okay,
too.
good. We still got Fitzsimmons going strong.
Yeah, because their
Excellent.
first
Yeah.
scene this episode was a little bit sketchy. Like I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I don't
I'm
like
like,
that he's
oh,
like
no.
he's obviously feels uncomfortable lying to her,
Yeah.
and like it's
Right.
making
And
their
she
dynamic
can
a little
feel
weird.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So thankfully it was resolved
Yes.
in the end.
Yeah.
We're all okay.
Excellent.
It's pretty dope. I was like, okay, and they said I love you together in the beginning of the episode,
know.
which
That was cute. I know they're so
I
domestic
melted.
now. It's
even
great.
made more of like, the gangster in me be like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's
great.
I always
But it's a girl
love
thing.
when shows get the couple together and then let them just be
Yes.
together, like have an easygoing dynamic that just shows the little domestic things that make a relationship worth it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you don't
It's
need
like-
to have big dramatic.
And this is
soap
why we
opera
wanted them
ideals
to be
every
together in the
episode.
first place, because we
Yeah.
wanted to see those little domestic moments.
Exactly.
And I'm so
Right.
happy that we're getting those, and my Fitzsimmons ship is sailing. I'm so happy.
All right, so big part of the episode, Hellfire returns and
Yeah.
faces off with Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Guys, that was freaking
That was
fantastic.
awesome.
It was.
I
I love that.
loved it. Just when he took the chain
Yeah.
from the door and he swung it back,
Yeah.
and Ghost Rider caught it.
Oh, that was
and
just
I was
lovely.
just like,
Yes.
yeah, let's see more of that.
Yes.
It was
Love
amazing.
his
Yes.
face when he threw the explosive device and it just
Yeah.
sort of like grazed his cheek, and he was like, "Oh God, I don't know how I'm gonna."
Yep.
But I gotta say
Obviously,
though,
I can.
even with that scene where they come and meet Hellfire again when he comes back into the fireworks house, and he tells him his story. I actually felt sorry for him.
Yeah. He really had me going.
He had me going until he betrayed Daisy and Simmons.
But
I
at
was
the same
like,
time,
you
nothing
bastard.
that he said was like, I still feel like it's partially true what he
Right.
said.
Yeah.
You know, like this has sabotaged his life in so many ways. It's hard to know what to do with yourself, or hard to know how to live your life as a normal person after that.
Yeah.
So it's understandable, but like awful that he feels that way. And then
Right.
of course that he takes that hate, that self-hate,
Yeah.
and turns it outward. It's the worst. Like that's the worst thing you can do with that feeling.
And on that note, I love how Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. uses the whole Inhuman race to talk about real world issues.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, that's a subtle hint at racism in our
Exactly.
world.
Yeah.
And I completely love that. ABC, Mo, Jed, you guys are doing great. Keep it going.
Yeah.
I love that stuff about the show. So,
No, but actually,
what
my
are you
favorite
gonna
bit
go?
actually about that fight was the very end of the fight when Robbie afterwards, he has the chain. He's just like, you know what? I'm gonna keep
Take the
this.
chain.
I
And he's
like
dragging
this.
him out.
I know.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
I was surprised that I know that Coulson said not to kill him, but I was really surprised. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, he went easy on him.
Yeah, I
he
was
really
like,
is playing by the
did.
rules. So like he knows how to be a team player. Who knew?
Right. But one thing that I loved about Mac's part of that,
What?
the two fire dudes just fall into a firehouse,
Yes.
a fireworks house.
Yes.
I was like,
And then Coulson's
Max
follow-up
was
line
hilarious.
of, what did you expect?
exactly. And then fireworks, hey, subtle dig at what I said earlier.
right.
But yeah, hey.
No, I just realized that we didn't mention Simmons' lie detector test. Like,
Oh,
what's gonna happen?
yeah.
Right at the episode.
Yeah.
And that was a
Oh.
great way to end that episode. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just light a
every
mace.
episode
Yeah.
they've been like pounding that. So
Right.
it's gotta be something
Right.
big. It's
Now,
gotta matter.
it's probably
next
not going to
week.
be what we think. It's probably not going to
Yeah.
be like she's strapped into a machine and they're like the little
Right.
squiggly lines.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be like an Inhuman or
Exactly.
something.
Like
Yeah.
it's someone
Like
who can
reading
just
her
tell lying
mind.
cat.
You're
Yeah,
lying, you're lying, you're lying, you're gonna be
Yes.
great. All right,
It's not going to be what we expect because they've been
Right.
hinting at this the entire
But how
time.
is she gonna bypass it? I don't know.
Because she's
Ada?
Simmons. That's how.
Or just like very specific wording. That's
Yes.
like this is true. Like
Right.
she can of course say Daisy held me at gunpoint.
Right.
Yeah.
So I did it.
Yeah.
All right, one more thing about S.H.I.E.L.D. and we gotta get to the TV verse.
Never.
So the search for the Darkhold is on, guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
What I loved about it, you see a little bit right there,
Yeah.
but Red Skull, Nick Fury,
Yeah.
Daniel Whitehall were all looking for the Darkhold previous to
Yeah.
this.
Like what a way to tie everything together.
Exactly. The movie universe and the TV universe.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
isn't Darkhold isn't belong to Doctor Strange, or like Doctor Strange at some point had
Doctor
possession
Strange
of
is
it.
owned in the comic
Yeah,
books,
yeah.
but it was originally created by Cthon,
Right.
who was an elder of the
I
universe.
just feel like it's just very timely that Doctor Strange is gonna come out. It's like while they're searching for this, like tying
Exactly.
in the magical
Yeah.
world and the demonic world.
Now, the
Yeah.
TV show has always been really good about timing it just as the movies come out, so
Right.
it's like you feel the repercussions of the Thor: The Dark World, of everything that happened with Hydra for Captain America. So they are really good at timing it so that if you watch the movies as soon as they come out, you know what's happening on the other side, on the human side of things.
Exactly.
So it's really going to be interesting to see how it all ties in with
and
Doctor
that's
Strange.
actually a good segue into the TV universe
Yes,
because one of
branching into
our really good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So one of our topics is crossing over the films with the TV series.
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, earlier this week, IGN put out an article that I found very interesting, saying that basically calling out Marvel for not crossing over the shows and the films, but as you read through it, it was more of saying why they couldn't.
Right.
It was very interesting, but I definitely want to see them cross over more. I don't really see why they can't do it as much with S.H.I.E.L.D. and Netflix. But the
That's
films, yes.
exactly what I think.
That would
Netflix
be great.
Would be so
that would
easy.
totally work. You could have Coulson
Yeah.
show up in Hell's Kitchen and be like, "I'm looking for a vigilante."
Yeah.
Right.
I also just think
Why
that
is he British? I don't know.
at the very least, the Avengers could find out that Coulson's alive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I've been
why
waiting
is
for
that
that to
being
happen.
kept under wraps?
Well, basically, if I remember right, if I'm, correct me if I'm wrong, but basically Joss said when Age of Ultron came out that for all intents and purposes, that Coulson will stay dead in the MCU as far as he's concerned.
That's what I'm like. Why?
That's like,
Because
I don't know why.
he didn't want Coulson to come back. He wanted that death to stay poignant.
Exactly.
Which makes sense. That's
And I get it.
Like, I get it, because, but I'm like, I want Coulson to come back. I love Coulson.
By the way,
Coulson to come
if
back.
you have thoughts on why Clement is wrong ever, you should use the hashtag Agents of Marvel to send them our way.
I'm never wrong.
You just opened the door to correct you if you're wrong. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well, I'm rarely wrong. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I want to see more of the TV hit with the films because I love the films.
Yeah.
I came in. I love comics, but I came back in through the films, and that's how my love for everything Marvel and even DC kind of started up again.
Yeah.
I want to see my dream crossover: Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and Coulson in a room together.
Oh, wow.
That would be amazing.
That
What would
would
they
be
be talking
amazing.
about?
Well, they'd be talking about the fact that Benedict Cumberbatch and Robert Downey Jr. were both Sherlock. That's obviously what they'd be talking
There you
about.
go.
Yes, that is amazing.
Maybe Coulson saw that in like a vision while he was in
Yeah,
Thailand
he was
or
like,
whatever.
no shit, Sherlock.
What's going on? I don't know. But Marvel, if you're listening, we want to see you guys cross over a little bit more. We might happen with S.H.I.E.L.D. later in the season, but guys, we want to see that.
Yeah, at the very least, you can include the Netflix heroes in Infinity War. or
yeah.
something like, even if it's just background shots of them also
Yeah,
fighting.
Feige had some interesting comics that we can't go into later in the show, but they were very telling. He was like, I can't spoil anything, but maybe it'll happen.
Right.
But who knows? Maybe it'll just be like a passing scene of them punching each other or Thanos or something in the
That's
cameo.
all I ask. Well,
Yeah,
I
that's
know
what I
it's
wanna see.
it's hard to line up the timing, especially.
Yeah, it's very
so
hard.
That's what's difficult.
Especially with Infinity War.
But if you just
Like,
do a
I
little
feel like there would be
background
like a quick, like 1 second shot, like in Civil War, not Civil War, Winter Soldier.
Right.
And there was that quick shot of the Stark Tower or the Avengers Tower. It's
Exactly.
Like, I could see them doing a quick shot of like Daredevil punching somebody in the face or something, or Jessica Jones doing something.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Or
All
even, you could have Trish on her talk show like she was in Luke Cage.
I love that. That
Yeah.
was amazing. I was,
Yeah.
I was like, hey!
Yeah, it was like,
I know what
Trish
this
talk.
voice is.
I know what's going on. That's actually a good segue to the next part. The working title for Defenders has been revealed. Guys, guess what it is?
What is it?
Group therapy, which is amazing.
Right, it's like Group Hug, right? From wasn't one of the Avengers movies
It
called
was like Group Hug. I think it was Civil War that was
Called-
Group Hug.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Was it gonna be like, like Heroes Pub or something?
Yeah, I mean they all clearly
Villains
need
Pub
therapy.
and Heroes Cafe,
so-
I don't know. Maybe it's like Sigourney Weaver that's, basically giving them that therapy that they need. I don't know. But
because
this is very
there's
telling.
always some connection between the working
Group therapy. I
title
mean,
and the actual one.
Jessica Jones with Luke Cage relationship. Daredevil obviously
Everybody's
has
got
problems,
issues.
but
Yes.
everybody has
Everybody has
issues.
And they need to talk it out a little bit.
Exactly. And speaking of issues, the big one that we have next is FX Legion series will debut in February 2017.
Yes.
What is going on?
I have no idea what is going on with this show.
so confused.
I have no idea.
I'm like, what?
It seems like at first glance, if you don't know what's going on, I definitely watched it and would have thought it was like an indie drama about like a crazy detective who can solve crimes even though he doesn't know what's going on in his own life.
It wasn't until they said mutant that I was like, wait,
exactly.
is this part of the MCU somehow? What's
It's not
going
like
on?
MCU, but it's more connected to the Fox movies of the X-Men franchise.
Yeah.
But it's even not. It's basically, I think
is, but it's not.
Exactly. The loose thread there is David Haller, the main character played by Dan Stevens, is the son of Professor Xavier.
Wait, that's Dan Stevens?
Yeah.
No wonder he looks so familiar. I was like, I know this person. So that's Matthew Crawley?
And the Beast and Beauty and the Beast coming up.
Beast and Beauty and the Beast.
So
Thank you.
yeah,
All
but
right.
Dan Stevens in The Guest, which if you guys have not seen The Guest, it's an
Guest.
amazing movie.
Okay.
By the way.
Listen,
but we'll get
you know
back to
why
that.
I watched The Guest? It was great, but I watched it because Candace Patton is in literally 2 seconds of it.
Hey,
That's why I did.
we're getting off from Marvel, but anyways,
Yeah, okay.
back to it.
Yes.
I don't know what's going on with this series. This series is freaking me out. Like I see, like he's in India in the Comic-Con trailer. He's like, is this real here?
Aubrey
What is
Plaza is,
going on?
like,
Exactly.
making fun of him
Gene
in the-
Smart's in it. Like, what is going on? I have no idea.
There's also seen some
Wait.
kind of like interdimensional romance situation happening.
I'm
Like he
just
kisses
like-
this girl and they switch places. Like
It's really confusing.
It's confusing, but I will watch it because Noah Hawley is executive producer and showrunner from Fargo. The guy who's done Fargo
and
onto
Fargo and
FX,
Fargo's-
he's doing Legion, which will be great.
So at the very least, you can expect quality, even if you don't know the nature of that quality, because you don't know what's happening.
Right.
It will be good.
Right.
So let us know what you think of our quality of this show by joining in with the live conversation on the YouTube comments and also using the hashtag Agents of Marvel on Twitter. Please join in this conversation. We want to hear your thoughts.
As long as you're being nice, because we're sensitive.
Please
we're sensitive.
be nice to us.
Women can handle it.
Yeah, we can. We
Well,
need
who's not gonna? Maybe because I'm attractive a little bit, but we want to hear what you guys are saying because we're about to get into the movieverse.
This is important.
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 video, teaser video, and poster were released today. Early this morning.
So good. Oh my god.
I gotta tell you, I was a little sad this week. I've been a little depressed on everything's going on. There's some stuff going on, but this trailer and this teaser poster was exactly what I needed to pick the week up.
Yeah.
James Gunn, if you're watching, thank you so much for releasing this ahead of the Doctor Strange premiere tomorrow, and it's premiering overseas next week.
Oh.
So, and the full trailer will be coming soon.
Yeah, will the trailer be like one of the previews for the movie, maybe?
Now, I
love
love
the
this
synergy.
trailer. I love this trailer. I thought this was the perfect trailer. It told me nothing whatsoever about the plot, which I don't want to know anything about the plot. I don't like spoilers, so I don't normally watch trailers.
She's a
But
spoiler
this
hater.
was perfect. It told me what I wanted to know. It told me Guardians of the Galaxy 2. It told me it's still going to have the amazing soundtrack. It told me all the characters that were going to be there. It told me it was still going to be funny and full of heart. And it told me that Baby Groot is adorable.
Oh, Baby Groot was
He's
so
wearing
amazing.
clothes.
Exactly.
He's wearing clothes. That's so cute.
I went to Comic-Con this year and saw the massive Hall H presentation that Marvel put on.
Oh, really?
And he had the whole Guardians garb. He was like, he even had like the little messenger bag oversling and everything. It's so great.
Yeah.
And I just how they love placing him and Rocket at the end of the trailer. Just shooting it, and you were like, wait, where are Rocket and Groot? Boom, and it's like, oh yeah, they're right there.
It's the whole reason you actually watch the movie. It's because of Rocket and Groot. It's like the reason everybody loves that.
They hint to the dynamic between Gamora and Star-Lord, right?
Yes.
But they do it through Drax.
Yes.
And Drax got such a shining moment there.
I love him. For everyone that says that he's not a good actor, you are wrong. He is a brilliant actor.
Whether he is or isn't, because I don't actually know, he was perfect for the character.
Yes.
I thought
He is
played
great.
it the way that
I'll
I
admit,
expect that character to be played.
I used to be a big wrestling fan back in the day. So when I heard Dave Bautista's going to be Drax, I was like, wait, what? that was my I couldn't compute it. I was like, wait, what? That's so confusing. But seeing the first movie, and Guardians is my favorite movie in the MCU next to Civil War.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just
I like
everything.
it more than Civil War.
And even way back in
It's my favorite.
2012 when they announced James Gunn as director, I was like, okay, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, perfect. He's off the wall. He's offbeat. It's exactly what the Guardians need.
Yeah.
And just seeing that trailer this morning, my favorite line in the trailer, though, at the end was Drax. Of course, it says, you need a woman. You just need a woman that's like you. Pathetic. And I was just like, yes, that is exactly what I want to hear.
Drax is throwing some shade.
Exactly.
He's throwing shade without it knowing.
Up his linguistic game. I was pretty impressed.
He's like, nothing goes over my head in the first week. Now he's like, you just need a woman that's pathetic like you. And it's so perfect. And I loved it. I loved it.
He has no filter. It's beautiful.
What you were saying about James Gunn, though, I really appreciate him because he uses his platform to try and open up the boundaries, you know. And
exactly, and that's the next part we have to get into. The girl power in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yes.
So, I'm not sure if you guys heard or saw James Gunn's statement on Facebook last week.
Yes, I did.
Which I really love this quote, and I'm going to read it off right now.
Do
I
it
can't
like
wait.
James
It's
Gunn,
part of
though.
the quote. It's abridged, but he says, "I can't wait for you all to see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 with Gamora, Nebula, and Mantis in action, where we not only pass the Bechdel test, but run over it and back it up over it again and again in an 18-wheeler truck, and where the stories and the men's stories don't come at the expense of each other, but are interwoven in a way to strengthen and optimize all of them."
Like, I like that because it's like, it's kind of like what the original Avengers did, not in terms of women, but how they interwove all the stories together.
Right.
How it was like one story wasn't overtaking the other story. It was like they were all one cohesive story.
Exactly.
Which is what I'm really excited about.
Exactly. And I just love it, especially that we're going to have Mantis back in Guardians, and I love Mantis. I love Mantis, who's going to be played by Clement J.
Oh.
She's a new actress. but James Gunn cannot stop raving about her in this movie.
I mean, I'm sure that
Right.
she's talented because he's not going to just cast her or just work
Right,
with her
exactly.
if it doesn't work out.
James Gunn, more than anybody that I know, is very stringent upon his casting.
Yeah, but what I really love is that, he brings up the Bechdel test, but it's not just like, oh, we're passing the Bechdel test. Because as someone pointed out today, it's such a low bar that it's sad that no one can pass it.
Right.
But it's important to just go above and beyond and really explore these stories for women in a series like this that's already, it's bound to succeed. You can't just be like, oh, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is going to be a failure or no one's going to watch it,
Exactly.
So that's how you normalize that kind of stuff.
And you even saw part of that in the trailer. It's short of the trailer that as it was this morning.
There's so much Gamora.
You saw
in it.
Gamora. Basically, it's going to be facing off against the big monster kind of thing that we saw in the concept art that was released earlier this year.
Yeah.
So who knows? But I'm excited for this movie.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm excited for Doctor Strange because of what I saw with the IMAX trailer last week. But Marvel is coming back full force.
Yeah, I'm so happy
for it.
Yeah.
It's the little movie that nobody thought was going to be good, and it turned out to be the best thing ever.
Exactly.
So I'm so excited for the sequel.
James Gunn, if you're listening,
You're wrong.
it's like, please. Power. That's great.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
So speaking of power, so the director of Thor Ragnarok had some interesting things to say
Some
about the movie.
powerful words, would you say?
Powerful words, maybe. But so basically, Taika Waititi, if you guys don't know, he's a New Zealand-based director. He's done a lot of indie stuff. So this is one of his high profile movies, next to his appearance in Green Lantern. But that's a whole other story.
Don't talk about it. Don't talk
Don't
about
talk about it. But yes. So basically, he goes, I made an effort to ignore the fact that there are other Thor films.
Yeah, that was so strange to me.
Yeah.
And I actually like that. Like,
yeah.
I loved Thor 1 back in 2011. That was my movie. That was like the standard for the MCU for me back when it was released. But I can understand it when you're talking about it in reference to Dark World.
Right.
Dark World, I love parts of it, specifically the funeral scene from Frigga, but I actually think that is a really wise decision, not only on his part, but Marvel's part too, to be able to commit to something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think what he said about, like, oh, well, people find Loki so much more interesting than Thor, and I feel like that is a problem. You want your heroes, like, you don't have to be a villain to be interesting.
Right.
So if he can find a way to open up Thor and make him more complex and make him more fun, then more power to him.
Totally.
Yeah.
He goes to say that Thor is he says Thor is awesome now. And that basically he says Thor is awesome
before.
now. Right. And basically his whole thing about starting to come into the MCU was he wants to be a guest in Marvel's universe, but with the creative freedom to do what he wants.
Right. Yeah.
And I feel like they're giving him that.
Yeah. You want to be
especially from
the
everyone I'm
director
seeing.
put their own take
Exactly.
on it, 'cause that helps because everything's part of the same world, but with a different director and a directorial style, you have a different take on that world.
Yeah.
Like a different element. So
Yeah,
that's great.
like they're all stories, but told by different people.
Exactly.
But it's one great big story. It's really fun.
Right. All right, so the next part is, which I'm kind of concerned about, will Spider-Man be Infinity War?
If he's not, it's going to be such a waste.
Exactly. Like, come on.
The only reason he wouldn't be is contract negotiations, right?
Right.
Tony.
Yeah.
Right, because it's Sony and Marvel working together, which I can understand. Tom Holland basically says it's all up in the air. I believe there's some sort of deal in the mix, but I'm unclear to what the deal is. Of course. I mean, he's the actor.
Yeah.
He's not going to know.
He's not going to know.
Yeah.
He's not going to know everything in particular. Not to disparage any actors, but he's not going to know everything that's going on
And
behind
also,
the
if a
scenes.
deal was in the works and getting ready to close, he wouldn't be able to say that.
Exactly.
No.
He's got a contract. He's committed to it.
I'm sure he'll end up being in it.
He's going to have to be.
If he isn't, like, that would be unfortunate because he is so popular right now and he did do such a great job and you want to see more Spider-Man. But at the same time, I'd rather him not be in it than to be poorly used in it.
Totally.
So.
Exactly.
Like, I just can't see him. It will benefit both Marvel and Sony to put Spider-Man in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, why
Because
wouldn't
if Sony
you?
ever wants to, do something with it again, you still want to keep that character
And they're
relevant
trying to build
keep
out their
it-
Spider-Man universe even more based in the MCU. Because Tom Rothman, who is one of the chairman of Sony Pictures, basically says there's going to be some interesting announcements coming with Spider-Man and Venom by the end of the year.
Right.
So
Yeah.
he's got to be in it. So next part, which I thought was pretty cool, Black Panther's working title has been revealed. Motherland. I can't wait. It's going to be so great.
So close to the comic book run of Black Panther right now.
Right.
Like Wakanda is at the heart of Black Panther and
As
the
it
heart
should
of
be.
T'Challa, so we want to see that in this movie.
Exactly.
We want to learn about this country and its people.
Exactly. And Ryan Coogler, Forrest Whitaker,
Yeah.
Lupita Nyong'o.
I don't think
everybody.
we even need cameos from
No.
other important.
No.
And in fact, I would kind of resent it if we did get them, because I know people are saying like, "Oh, Bucky should be part of the movie."
I knew you were
so,
gonna
like,
go
he
there.
can, look at him like, no, he better not even show up. No.
I want to see him just come up and just like kick Claw's ass at the end of it. Just
Yeah,
like-
that'd be fine. If it's like a
Shut
random
up.
surprise cameo,
Yeah.
that's fine. But I don't want people going in with the expectation of seeing those characters, because I want to see Black Panther stand on his own,
Right.
Wakanda stand on their own.
Yeah,
These are all rich characters full of history.
Totally.
I mean, they have such an intense backstory.
Yeah.
And it's like, let us play with that. Don't just like go, he's Black Panther, let him fight. It's like, go into that. Let them
And they're going to go
breathe.
do that. That's why they have Ryan Coogler directing this
Yeah.
movie
Yeah.
and co-writing it too. So, which I think the next part of the cool news is, so Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige got his own Hot Toys custom figurine.
Yeah.
I love this.
I'm so worried for that figurine.
Can I
like
get
when
one?
people are mad at the movies,
Like-
they're gonna like voodoo doll that.
I want my own custom doll. Can I get one of those, please?
I bet
Right.
you can.
I want
bet
one.
you can.
Please tell me I can get one.
Right.
But it looks like fun, and you know what? I'm happy for him. You know,
Yeah,
if,
me
if
too.
it brings joy to his heart.
Yes.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna get off MCU topic a little bit, but back into it by the end of it. Wolverine, aka Logan, some stuff dropped today that was pretty interesting.
So much stuff.
So much stuff between yesterday and today. So first thing, teaser poster came out with,
Yes.
I mean not teaser
Yeah.
poster, but an image of Old Man Logan. That's gonna go there. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
Trailer release coming tomorrow. Keep your eyes open for that because that's gonna be a big
Oh,
thing
gosh,
tomorrow.
yeah, that's right.
So they released like a 15-second snippet today. I think it was even shorter than that. And more updates on the villains.
Right. We're getting Reavers.
We're getting the Reavers. Good point. So, are they going to bring Lady Deathstrike back into the fold from X2? Pretty Boy, Bonebreaker, Donald Pearson, of course, the
Right.
Reaver himself,
Yes.
Skullbuster, Wade Cole, like all these people.
Yeah.
Thank you. I want to see this.
I mean,
Yes.
you want to open up that universe again and bring back Lady
Right.
Deathstrike, as you said. You want to connect everything and not just feel like it's
And
a
if
brand
it's
new
not
Logan
Kelly
story.
Hu, I'm going to revolt.
Oh no! Oh please! Yeah.
Let's just get in there. So guys, keep your eyes open for all the Logan stuff that's going to drop tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of stuff, and we're going to be talking about it next week. Speaking of which, #Agents of Marvel and comment in the YouTube stream if you have any thoughts. So last part is Doctor Strange. The world premiere is tomorrow.
Yep.
There's going to be reactions hitting tomorrow, as
Exactly.
Cedric House in our YouTube feed has said.
Yep.
There's going to be
Thank
a lot
you,
of stuff
Cedric.
coming up. My interesting was when I want to get your guys' thought on
All right.
box office results.
Yeah, they're not looking.
55 to 75 mil. That's a little
I
low
already
for a
bought
Marvel
my
film.
tickets.
Me too.
So it's like, I'm down
I think
for
it's
it.
partially just because people aren't as familiar with Doctor
Right.
Strange.
Right.
And there has been a lot of, like, what they are familiar with has been controversy related.
Right.
So.
Especially
it's
all of
hard.
that with Tilda.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
Exactly.
For no
you know,
other reason, go watch it because of
Benedict
Cumberbatch.
But that's
who
why
wouldn't wanna
some
watch
people
that?
are upset about
What?
Benedict Cumbersnatch.
Oh, but
so,
Snatch. Snatch.
First of all, I have seen him in other roles, and he is a brilliant actor.
He is a very good actor.
He is such a good actor.
He's such
I
a
have
good actor.
No doubt that he's going to pull this off flawlessly.
I mean, I've seen some of the stuff, and you guys have not seen Imitation Game. See Imitation Game
Oh
because
my God, yes.
you will see what power Benedict has in
Yeah.
scene. He is spectacular.
He is.
He is.
It's not just the Sherlock
Exactly.
thing. He is
Right.
a
He is a
brilliant
great actor.
I think it's just part. I mean, not that I think he is the reason for low box office, but like there's like oversaturation of that.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So we'll see.
I'm going to be down there. I'm going to be watching it. I will be watching it.
I will be watching tomorrow, and I'm gonna try to head to the premiere tomorrow. Yeah. Well, yeah. We're gonna be watching it together.
I was literally going to ask you after this, like, when is it happening again?
November 4th, 10:30. We're going to see
You
this.
just want to
Okay.
leave me out of it. Just like,
Well-
oh, I get it.
I'm sorry.
I get it.
We
I
have
get
a
it.
bigger thing
I'm
going
shunned.
on.
I'm
We have our
shunned.
little
I'm
MCU
shunned.
thing
Next
going on.
time. Next
All
time
right,
we'll be
we got to
doing
keep it moving, guys.
Okay.
So back to comic verse.
Right.
So important comics released this week.
Yeah.
We got some good stuff. So infamous Iron Man #1.
Yeah, if you're a fan of Victor Von Doom and you want to see his take on Iron Man, you should definitely check it out. And if you just can't get enough of Bendis, because Bendis is writing everything.
Come on, Bendis is everywhere nowadays. I'm like, wait, written by Bendis,
Yeah.
co-written by. I was like, damn, Bendis.
I'm like, how
Like,
does
do you
he
not
does he
sleep?
sleep?
Like,
Exactly.
hey, this is great. All right, we're gonna go there. It's amazing. So yeah, and then Back in Black storyline the Deadpool continues. That's going to be great. If you guys have
Deadpool
not
has been on
worked on-
fire this year. Like everything
He's
Deadpool
killing.
is
Deadpool
awesome.
is amazing.
And Cullen Bunn
yeah.
is a great writer. I'm gonna be reading it like tonight. I'm gonna drive myself to the comic store, pick this up.
Oh yeah, me
because
too.
love
Because
Deadpool.
symbiote with Deadpool.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on now,
It's gonna be fun.
that's gonna be amazing. And then what else we got? Black Panther 7.
Yes, Black Panther, you guys, if you haven't been reading it, you should really pick it up. First off, the art is beautiful.
Yeah.
Ta-Nehisi Coates is such
So
a
good.
poetic writer. Like, he has
So
such a
good.
beautiful way with words. So even when the plot is slow sometimes, because it really is about not just getting into T'Challa's mindset, but really like the mindset of the people of Wakanda. So
Right.
like there's so much time spent with different characters and exploring their motivations. You should definitely check it out.
And I gotta say, a little part of fate coming in, Tanishi and Chadwick, who plays Black Panther, know each other from Howard days. So I love that he's writing this.
Yeah.
It's so great, and I kind of see that they can, not that they're going to, but they have that kind of similar mindset.
Right.
And you see part of what is in Civil War.
Yeah, you
and
can,
in the comic books,
exactly. You can
which
see the
I
performance
love that.
Chadwick gave
So,
reflected
exactly.
in this comic. Oh, and this specific issue, we've got Storm, we've got Misty Knight, we've got Power Man, Luke Cage. So obviously you want to pick it up anyway.
Yeah, so exactly.
Yeah.
So next thing is not specifically a comic, but it's a novel, Black Widow Taking Red Vengeance by our friend Margaret Stoll.
Yeah.
Yes, she is my special friend. I know her very well. No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I've
No,
never
well, I've met her a couple of times. She's really nice in person.
Yeah, and
she was
she's a
actually
great
here last
writer, too.
weekend
Yeah.
in the Grove, and I didn't get a chance to go
okay.
because
All right, well.
I had to sleep.
You.
Well, I was tired. I worked so much last week, guys. Get off of me.
But yeah,
yeah.
Black Widow, you all want Black Widow to get her own movie, right? So you
Yeah.
should read her novel.
Exactly.
Prove that you would buy that.
If that does well, they will make a movie.
There you go.
And if you guys want more to see more of Black Widow, pick up Taking Red Vengeance and Forever Red.
Yeah.
These two play well with each other.
Yeah, and you get to see her as a mentor, like her role as a mentor.
Exactly. It's going to be great. And if you guys have not read it, read it. Please read it. Both of them.
Obviously, you guys have infinite time to do all these things we're telling you to do.
Yes.
Right. Because,
As do we. We have
Yeah.
enormous amounts of time.
Right. Exactly. So last part of the comic verse is Iceman gets
Yeah.
his own comic series.
Yes.
It's about time.
Right.
Yeah.
50 years? 50
Yeah.
years?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was like, okay, Iceman's getting his own series, I guess.
Right.
But then you reminded me that he came out as gay recently. Now I'm like, well, he needs his own series.
Exactly.
We want to have that kind of representation.
And that needs to be part of the storyline.
Exactly.
And I can't wait to see this. It's going to be part of the whole resurrection thing that Marvel has going on right now.
Resurrection.
Yes.
With an X.
Like X-Men. But yeah, I can't wait to see what they're going to do with this. I'm
Yeah.
very excited
Yeah.
for this
I
series.
mean, we don't have any details about
No,
it right now.
the news literally dropped
Yeah.
yesterday, so
Yeah.
or
But-
earlier this week. So who knows?
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, open discussion. Hero, villain of the week. So,
so
I'm
hard.
conflicted here. I'm very conflicted here
Okay.
because before this morning, I was going to go with Ghost Rider again.
Right.
But
I knew it.
you guys know
Okay.
where I'm going with this.
Something happened with
Guardians!
Yes.
Guardians!
Yes.
Guardians! Guardians! Guardians!
Okay, which
Amazing.
all of them are the hero of the week, or do you have a specific one?
Groot is always the hero of the week.
There
No,
Drax gave him a hug. Drax is the
Yes.
hero.
It's like, hey, guys, like, no. I don't know. I don't know if.
James Gunn, hero.
Yes,
Yes,
James Gunn.
Gunn is the hero.
Yeah, okay.
That's what
Wait,
it
if
is.
I could stand right now,
Yes.
I'd give James Gunn a standing ovation because.
Yes.
Yeah,
James
James
Gunn,
Gunn.
thank you.
But yeah, like Guardians. I can't say it enough. This
Yeah.
trailer was spectacular.
Yeah.
And even the poster says, obviously. Like, I was just like, yes!
I love the
this
tone.
is exactly
the
what we
tone
need.
down perfectly. You know?
Yeah.
You want
Exactly.
that's what we fell in
Sarcasm of
love
the
with
entire
in the
film.
first
Exactly.
bit. So.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The
And
promise that they're going to follow through with.
And I gotta say,
exactly.
I love how layered the teaser poster was because you see Yondu, you see Nebula, you see Pratt or Star-Lord, you see all of them.
Pratt.
But hey. But and then you look at it again, you see Rocket in the corner, and then you see Baby Groot like right down there.
Yeah.
It's just like
I love
Perfect.
the fact that they gave Yondu his full mohawk. Not just like his little shaved mohawk. It was like full on Mohawk. And I'm like,
It's the little
yes.
things.
And it's exactly like it should based on the comic books.
Yes.
And I saw part of that. They showed, I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to say this. But, okay. So
put my
there's going
fingers
to
in
be
my
some
ears?
interesting things going on with that Mohawk from what I saw at Comic-Con earlier this year.
Oh.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Of course it does. It's Yondu.
Keep-
All right.
He
I
has
mean,
tricks.
Yondu.
He has
I feel
He's
like
very
everything
tricks.
anything that I keep my eyes peeled for nowadays, because you told me to. I don't look at things unless Clement told me to.
Yeah.
I mean, we work together, so like, why not? But yeah, you guys have any other hero villains of the
Villain,
weeks?
I was gonna say Hellfire because
Yeah.
he really
definitely.
fooled me.
Yeah.
You know what? I was ready to cry for him.
Yeah.
My heart was bleeding for him, and then he went and stabbed Daisy in the back.
You
Yeah.
bastard!
Well, there's something about that Aussie accent that just is like, you know what, you're bad, but dang, you sound so good.
Should I put an
like
Australian
that.
accent on?
Yeah,
Should I
do
get an
it.
Australian
Do
accent?
it.
Oh, suddenly
Can you do it?
you want to
Can you do
impress
it
don't
without
know.
being offensive?
Can you
No.
without being offensive?
No, I can't.
Maybe.
I can't do it at all. Maybe a British accent, but I'm not Benedict Cumberbatch. So
We should
maybe
all
that
just
would
do the
work.
show with a British accent and confuse our viewers
Marvel.
endlessly.
I didn't even.
Speaking
We can do
of
Marvel,
di-
absolutely.
Marvel,
We
right,
can do
Marvel?
It's marvelous.
Marvel?
Wait, I'm
It's
like,
marvelous.
there you go.
That's
Guardians
what
of the
it is.
Galaxy.
God?
What do you say about them? This is terrible. I'm
Okay, stop this because now I'm getting offended. Now I'm sad. No, I'm sad. But so speaking of, did you have a villain or hero of the week that you want to talk about?
Basically, you guys already said it all.
All right,
It's all,
so
I stole it from you. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
You stole it.
It's all about James Gunn. 'cause
James Gunn.
he's perfect.
All right. So speaking of our fans, we have to get to Agents Check-In, which is the
Yes.
best part of the show,
The
guys.
best part of the show.
So we're gonna hear what's going on. So
Yes.
you had a question from Twitter,
Yes, I
Pierre
did.
Jason Kelly, that I think you
Yes.
that you answered.
Thank
but he's
you,
like,
Pierre. Thank
what's
you.
your thoughts on the new Doctor Strange movie and GOT trailer? We already talked about Guardians. Do you have
Yes.
any other thoughts about Doctor Strange?
I am so excited for Doctor Strange. I mean, like I've said, I haven't watched any of the trailers, so I know nothing about it except that it looks amazing.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
so excited for it. And I've actually seen some of the animated stuff for Doctor Strange, so I know kind of what the story is, and I'm just really, really looking forward to seeing how they tie it all into the MCU and like how far
Totally.
out they go. Like with Guardians of the Galaxy, it's like, yeah, it's part of the MCU. Here's an Infinity Stone, but nothing else happens
Right.
basically. Like no one talks about the Avengers or about Thor or anything like that. Is that what's gonna happen with Doctor Strange? How it's like, yes, we are part of the MCU, but we're not gonna talk about anything else in the MCU. It's like, we are the MCU, but
Doctor
by
Strange.
association.
I think there was. Isn't there a line in the trailer where they reference a soldier?
I think it's not the soldier, but they reference the Avengers. They basically, Wong goes and says, the Avengers save the world from the physical threats, but we
we
participate from the musical, from the
Right,
mystical.
okay.
So either way, I'm excited for Doctor Strange.
Always,
Let's see
always.
what else we got here before we close out tonight. Cedric, thanks for letting us know that the reactions are going to drop because I'm looking forward to seeing it. We'll see what happens there. Cedric, again, we agree with you. Guardians trailer was freaking dope. What else we got? Benjamin, so I think you're talking about Legion where you're asking whose property is it. It's definitely Fox's, property,
Yeah.
but it's not really connected to the X-Men films as much as we'd like.
Right.
So,
But FX a Fox channel? So it's like literally like Fox is getting
right,
all the money.
sister
from it.
channel.
Okay.
And Benjamin, we did come in like a wrecking ball today because it was amazing.
I'm gonna sing now. Came in
You're
like a wrecking ball.
Okay, no, we're gonna just do that. Miley will call us and be like, "You guys are ruining it." What else we got? Holly Wookie, Curt, yeah, fireworks.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, amazing, right? Bro, call me later. We need to talk about that.
You
What
can
else
call
we
me
got?
too, Curt. You don't have my number, but you
Well,
should
call me
do it.
first.
Do it.
Call me first. Yeah, Cedric, Ghost Rider vs. Hellfire, dope.
Yes.
Ghost Rider,
As
Ghost
soon
Rider
as
kick
Ghost
ass.
Rider, yeah, like
He's just looking at him, just like, oh shit, I fucked.
you gotta fight fire with fire. Oh,
Yeah.
Mom.
Swear jar.
Swear jar.
Mom. You can't get mad at him.
Okay, no swear jar. We're not getting a swear jar in the Origins of Marvel studio, okay? None of that's gonna happen. Listen to
I would
me.
be so broke if we did. Yes,
Yeah,
I
me
know.
too.
I know I do it all the time.
This is our house, okay?
And
It's
when you
gonna
have
happen.
it there, you do it more by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're thinking about not doing it, so you do it.
No.
Yes. Your
What else we
mind's on
got?
it.
What else we got here? Where it's like Team Lola, definitely.
Always
And
Team Lola.
Bruh. I
Bruh?
like chicken. Bruh Jock. He says I like chicken nuggets and barbecue sauce.
Oh,
I love
nice.
it too.
Yeah, I like
love it too.
cheeseburgers,
Not Marvel-related.
you know?
You know what? I kind of
I
like
can't do
chicken nuggets
cheese.
with sweet and
Cheeseburgers
sour
are
sauce,
good.
but I also love the barbecue sauce. I like all the sauces.
Okay, before he's let up, honey mustard. Don't listen to them.
Honey mustard is
Honey
great.
mustard is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you say you don't like honey mustard?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, we're gonna have some discussions about that.
Get over here.
All right, guys. So we have to wrap it up.
I just like to put lots of cheese on everything.
Ew.
Cheese is
I'm lactose intolerant.
I love
No cheese.
All cheese.
I mean,
This is
So
not.
much cheese.
No.
It's very
Okay.
cheesy.
Anyways, we have to wrap it up because we're gonna have this discussion. Guys, thank you for joining us tonight
Thank
for
you.
episode 5 of Agents of Marvel. Guys, Agents of Marvel on Twitter and comment on the YouTube stream, on YouTube video through the week. We want to see what you guys are saying, specifically for Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy, even Logan, Legion, all the stuff that we talked about today, because we have a lot to discuss, and more is going to come out with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode 5 next week. So guys, come back to the stream.tv, subscribe to the channel.
Please come back to us.
Don't cry. But yeah, guys, we will see you next week. Thank you for joining us, and take it easy.
See ya.
See ya. And no cheese.
Why don't you want me to cry?
No.